today we're going to be talking about, hands down, the most important thing to get good at if you want to build a business. It's one of my favorite topics, sales. You have to not only get great at sales, you have to love sales, and you have to constantly work at sales, knowing that there is no such thing as sales mastery. You are always a student of sales. And just like we talked about in the last skill with mindset, you're going to hear a lot of people that say, I hate sales. And what they're saying is, I hate bad salespeople, and I hate when I'm in a bad sales pitch. That's what they hate. Nobody likes that bad salesperson. Unfortunately, most of the world is filled with terrible salespeople because there is no real formal education for sales. You can't get a degree in sales. There's no university that's known for their sales program. You just have to learn it through different programs like this and courses and books. And unfortunately, that's not where most people learn it. Most of the salespeople that you see out there, they learn sales from other shitty salespeople that have attempted to sell them in the past and what they think makes up a really great salesperson. Unfortunately, that's the worst way to do it. It's like copying off people that didn't even study for a test. Okay? The reason people don't like salespeople is because they make things uncomfortable. And they think that being pushy and being convincing and conning and manipulative is part of sales. That is farthest from the truth. That is shitty salespeople, and that will not be you because you're going to learn better. So, in order to be a great salesperson, you want to make it so that people love to refer business to you, and 6 months after the sale, they're happy that you sold them. And if you can't say that you've done that, then you're not a great salesperson. The best salespeople can accomplish that. So, first thing you have to understand is that sales is really the idea of presenting whatever it is that you offer in a non-embracive way to where the person you're talking to understands it, is comfortable with it, sees your perspective, could do it with the walls down, and now can make a very clear, educated decision on whether or not this is what he wants to do. A lot of people don't buy things that they actually want. And the reason is not because they're cheap. It's not because they don't get it. It's not because the product sucks. It's because the sales guy sucks. That's why. The reason a person that actually wants a product never buys it is because the sales guy sucks. See, what happens is when I go into a sales pitch as the consumer, and when I say I mean most people, okay? When we go into a sales pitch with a consumer, we know what this is. We know it's a sales pitch, and we know this guy wants to convince us to buy this thing. And so what happens is most people go into that conversation with the wall up already. Their guards up, their swords out, they're ready for battle, and they're looking for it. They're looking for all the things you might do. They're looking for all the questions you might ask that may corner them in a vulnerable position to where they're exposed, and now they're trapped into buying because unfortunately they expose themselves. And so everyone's on guard. And your job is to take that away, knock the wall down, and just make it a real conversation. And that doesn't happen by doing the stuff that everyone does where you build rapport and ask about their kids that are in the picture frame. All that's the cheesy sales stuff that's come up, that has been basically invented by people that really never studied sales. Oh, sit down and talk about their kids. Talk about the paint on the wall. Oh, it looks like they're a Cavaliers fan. Let's talk about that. It's the worst thing because what you've immediately done is you've confirmed what they've already was thinking is true. They knew this was a sales pitch. You know how every shitty sales pitch starts. The guy comes in and pretends to give a crap about anything that's going on in this guy's life. And then about 2 minutes later, he goes, so let's talk about, and then you go into it. So by you literally living up to that expectation, you're confirming that he's right for being on guard. You just need to get down to it. As soon as the whole thing starts, you sit down, you go, hey, thanks for taking my meeting today. Yeah, no problem. So I know we set up a time for about an hour to talk. Are you still good for that? Yeah, I'm still good for that. Awesome. And hey, just so you know too, I've been in pitches before, you know, obviously we're here to see if you like my product or not, but I've been in situations before where like 5-10 minutes into it, where I'm the consumer, I already know this isn't something I want, but I feel like I have to stay there because the guy told me an hour. Just do me a favor, if 5-10 minutes in you feel like this isn't it, just let me know and I'll let you know too. Is that cool? The person will say yeah, and then from there, now you start asking questions about what he wants. So why did you decide to take my meeting today? And he'll start telling you, which is great. Now, because he's talking, he can't listen. And when I say listen, I mean he can't listen for cues that you may be dropping. Let him talk. He should be talking 80% of the entire time. And then you want to make sure you understand there's 3 things 3 questions he's going to ask himself throughout your presentation as to why he's not going to buy from you. Number 1, do I really need this? Number 2, do I really need this from him? And number 3, do I really need this now? And so if you let him ask you those questions, you're screwed and you're dead in the water. You might as well just close up. Because if he says, well, why do I really need internet marketing? You're going to have to answer that. You're on the defensive. Because you're on the defensive, which is what he's looking for. He's confirmed. You're closed. It's over. Same thing with why me, right? Everyone hates answering this. Well, we're the best in the industry when it comes to this and that, and now you're selling. Well, why do we need this now? Whoa, now is better than ever because blah, 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 blah. Wrong again. What you want to do is you want to beat him to the punch. And if you can get him talking, not asking, he who asks questions leads the conversation. So you ask the first question, why'd you take my meeting today? He starts telling you. Then you jump into your next question, which is, well, why internet marketing? Why not print or, just post stuff online? Why do what we're doing? The funny thing is, that's the question he would have asked you. The only thing now is he's going to answer that question because he knows the answer, but he's going to answer it only stating the things that are most important to him. So that now when it's time for you to talk, you know exactly what you need to tailor your conversation to. Now, once he answers that question, he's going to say something like, well, I know that's where the world is. I know everyone's on the internet, blah, 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 whatever, right? Now you ask the second question that he would have asked if you didn't. The second question is going to be, well, why should I do this from you, right? So you're going to ask it. Well, hey, JT, that sounds great. But there's 1,000 other advertising agencies out there. Why us? Why not somebody else? We're not even the cheapest. And they're only going to say the things that matter to them, and they're going to answer. They're going to say, well, I've seen your stuff online, or I saw your website, and they're going to say stuff, right? And you can address it. If they say, I saw your website, and you had a testimonial video, this woman says she accomplished this, you go, is that kind of what you're looking for? Yeah, they'll say yeah. And now you ask the question number 3, which is what would have stopped them if you let them ask it, which is why now? So you go, so JT, all that made sense, but why now? Why not wait until the new year? January is right around the corner. Or why not wait till tax season's out? Get that little extra money. Why today? Well, and they'll tell you, well, I feel like if I don't do it now, I'm probably never going to do it. I've been dragging my feet forever. They all say the same thing. I've asked these 3 questions to hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, and they all say the same thing. You get shocked when it doesn't go down this way. That's how rarely it happens. But now because they've answered it in those words, what else is there to talk about? You're pretty much done. Now, of course, there's more things that can happen. There's more objections, very little. But we're going to talk about that and other things that we have throughout our courses. And so make sure you're constantly watching the things that we're putting out in regards to sales, but also read books by Grant Cardone and Sandler. You'll notice he has some great stuff. Brian Tracy's really great too. Really get great at sales, because if you can't be great at sales, you can't get customers. And I don't care how great your business is. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business. So make sure you embrace it and work on it every single day. Every day, work on exercises so you can get better.